Hello again, welcome back, and if this is your first time, then welcome aboard. Today we're sauntering on into the dark and gritty society of the Nox Sanguis. You guys voted in the most recent poll, and the results were overwhelmingly clear.
We want more of the blood-breathing subterranean hemomancer miners.
And that's exactly what we're looking at. Firstly, if you haven't watched it already, do go back and watch part 1 of this video, where I very quickly introduce the Nox Sanguis and their wider role within the world. In this video, I wanted to dig a little bit deeper and talk about some of the power structures, the industry, and magic that the Sanguisians possess. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to be blitzing through quite a bit in this video, but the work is still very much in progress. So if I gloss over anything or you want to know more about something, dive on down into the comment section and I'd be happy to help. At the heart of Sanguisian society is the magical heavy metal known as Inidian. This unstable and unpredictable element reacts with blood, amplifying both its life-sustaining and mystical capacities. When raw Inidian is extracted, it undergoes an alchemical process that ionizes the metal, breaking it down into smaller, more reactive particles. These Inidian ions are uniquely potent in their magical properties, capable of enhancing natural biological functions. The subject's blood is then prepared using alchemical catalysts that alter the molecular structure, making it more receptive to Inidian, transmuting hemoglobin to increase its affinity for Inidian ions. This enables an arcane binding, similar to how oxygen bonds with blood cells. As the Inidian binds, it triggers an amplification of supernatural processes, enhancing both physical and magical attributes. In lower doses, Inidian can supercharge oxygen density in blood molecules, so that the subject can go for longer without breathing, or can undertake immense physical exercises without straining the muscle as much. And in higher doses, the subject can begin to consciously control the structure and flow of their blood, allowing them to manipulate it at will and heal themselves from injury. However, few Sanguisians are capable of storing Inidian in their bloodstream for too long before developing blood poisoning. This led to the invention of biomechanical rebreathers, which cycle Inidian-dense blood out of the body before Inidian poisoning sets in. There are some Sanguisians, however, that possess a rare genetic anomaly that allows a permanent stable molecular bond between their blood and the Inidian ions. These Sanguisians have developed powers and skills far beyond the ordinary. They are the fabled hemomancers, or blood magicians, and because of their innate affinity, these individuals naturally arose to the top of the Sanguisian power structure, i.e. Basilius Umbra, the current ruler of the Nox Sanguis. For those without this anomaly, they are relegated to the lower class and are forced to augment themselves with all manner of biomechanical attachments, such as the aforementioned rebreather, but also mining-related implements like drills and cranks, saws, etc. This bolsters the labour force and the continued prospecting for future Inidian deposits. Some poor Sanguisian souls have become so degraded and so deformed that they are now no better than tools themselves. It's important to note that Sanguisians also rely on blood as much as they do on Inidian, as more blood means more raw magical power in hemomancy and more fuel for their mining forces. As such, they possess enormous underground blood farms where they continually harvest, purify, and recycle from all host of creature and critter. The creation of new Sanguisians is a horrific and terrible process known as the lesser and greater baptisms of blood. The lesser baptism refers to the new subjects for the working classes, and the greater baptism corresponds to new hemomancers or rulers. This is undertaken by a sect of alchemists known as the Four Hands of the Anvil, with each hand representing a tool used in blacksmithing. Firstly, the pincers stabilize the subject and remove physical and psychic impurities, manipulating the body and blood for the integration of Insidium. The chisel then sculpts the subject's flesh, carving away skin and bone before implanting biomechanical augmentations into their body. The punch inserts Insidium directly into the bloodstream, creating precise punctures to initiate the binding of metal and blood. The hammer completes the transformation, sealing the bond between blood and Insidium, finalizing the subject's new form through ritual and alchemy. The anvil itself is a living biomechanical device that somehow stores the suffering and pain of its subjects and siphons out all unused blood into the blood farms for recycling. Here is a little excerpt from the hammer's research notes, which is a manuscript on the lesser baptism of blood. Enjoy.
Preparation begins, as always, with the proper binding of the subject to the anvil. The pincers must lock each limb securely, lest the convulsions interfere with the delicate phase of integration. A full purge of prior blood is mandatory. Only fresh blood from prime stock ensures the subject's system accepts the Insidium alloy. Once the channels are cut by the chisel, I find that a precise depth of 3 finger width allows for optimal fusion without rupturing the organ lines. When the punch delivers the first strike of molten Insidium, watch for the flesh to gray. This signals the metal is taking hold, knitting itself to the marrow. Their screams confirm the process is proceeding correctly. Before the final infusion, I allow the blood to quicken within their veins. Then, with the last strike of the hammer, the augmentation must be forged into the body in one swift motion. Hesitation risks the rejection of the device. Properly fixed, the augment will pulsate with life, the blood now flowing through the mechanical channels. Should the augment seize or the body falter, the subject is to be discarded. There is no room for weakness in the mines.
Surely that's worth a like and subscribe. The collective knowledge of the Sanguisians is stored in what's known as the Magnus Oraculum, or the Great Oracle, which is actually the disembodied head of one of the founding fathers of Zealous. This has been kept alive for centuries and used to ordain new bookkeepers for the court. Bookkeepers are ostensibly the current record holders and advisors for the ruler, and the current one, of course, being Caligo Octa, who you guys have definitely seen pop up in a few previous videos. The process of ordination involves the current bookkeeper being injected directly in the head by the oraculum syringe, which transmits the collective consciousness of all previous bookkeepers into the newest iteration. The oraculum is also said to possess hidden knowledge of the future, making it a vitally important part of Sanguisian affairs. So yeah, that's a nice little lore dump for you guys. Thank you for making it this far in the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it would really mean a lot to me if you did. This project takes a lot of planning, drawing, and video editing, and as of right now, it's just me working on this. I've also been toying with the idea of making a Discord server where we can bounce around some ideas and make this project more collaborative, maybe do some streams. But yes, keep your eyes peeled for the next poll where you can vote on upcoming videos, and keep your eyes peeled for my new upcoming collaborative monster design video with Art Gallus and Velga the Observer. check out their channels in the meantime, link in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next installment.